Alex Rodriguez is one of the most polarizing baseball players of all time. He broke into the league as a teenager with a ton of raw talent, and throughout his career, he won 3 MVP awards, hit close to 700 career home runs, and signed the biggest contracts baseball had seen at the time. At his peak, he seemed like the #1 guy you would choose to build a franchise around. But his career was anything but perfect. From rocky relationships with teammates to postseason struggles and success, and of course to the PED scandals that forever changed how fans viewed him, ARod's legacy is as messy as it is legendary. But today we're gonna give him a clean slate and restart his career in MLB The Show. And he'll be making his debut in 2025 with the Seattle Mariners, the same franchise that selected him with the #1 pick in 1993. And here we go, man. ARod for his first major league at bat. The 2-strike count. Ooh. Yeah, my bad. Hey, in my defense, that was a nasty pitch. All right, hey, next at bat. Things are gonna go better here. Yeah, get in the gap. ARod has his first hit. That is much better. Now it's the 8th inning. We're down 7-0. I mean, damn. I don't think he could have put that in a worse location if he tried. ARod with his first home run in his major league debut. 451 feet. Unfortunately, it would not be enough to spark the comeback as the A's took this game. But hey, that's a pretty good first impression from ARod, minus the strikeout, but we're not going to talk about that. And it kind of worked out that he had his MLB debut against a lefty because he is slightly better against lefties. This is a look at ARod's card. He's an 83 overall. And I know some people are probably going to say that's too damn low. ARod was sick in his first full season, and you would be correct. I mean, he hit over 50 doubles, over 30 homers, drove in like 130 runs, but it did take him about 200 major league at-bats before he got to that point. He didn't really break out until 1996, but that potential was always there, which is what I tried to emulate on this card. And hey, he's 18 years old at an 83 overall. He's gonna go up pretty quick with MLB The Show's progression system. And ARod's rookie season would turn out really strong, finishing with 24 doubles, 16 homers, and a 770 OPS. Unfortunately, it would not be enough to win Rookie of the Year, as that honor went to Nick Kurtz. He had 33 homers and 100 RBIs as a rookie. That's crazy. It would also be a really good season for the Mariners. They finished with 95 wins, good for an AL West title, which also gave them the 2 seed in the AL. I mean, dude, ARod came into the league with a very good situation around him. Julio, Suarez, Kirby, Gilbert, Wu in the rotation. Of course, Cal Raleigh, the best catcher in baseball right now. But it's not too different from when ARod came into the league in real life. I mean, he joined a team of Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Randy Johnson. He's no stranger to playing with superstars. And ARod's postseason career is going to start with an ALDS matchup against the division rival Astros. And here he comes for his first postseason AB. 2-2 count in his first postseason AB. That's a great pitch, but an even better swing. ARod is unreal. A home run in his first at-bat in the postseason. What an incredible swing. The Astros did tie things up. Oh, that's a nice pitch. That had a lot of movement. Seattle did get the lead back. It's 3-1 here in the 4th. They went high and away with the fastball again. Is that ball down? It is down. Another extra base hit for ARod. Why did they keep throwing him that same pitch? Is that his 3rd hit? Dude, what a postseason debut for ARod. Oh my God. The Astros just went crazy. It's 6-6. No way they lose this game. And I dropped my... That was such an easy pitch too. Oh my God. The Astros have scored 7 runs after the 6th inning, and they win the game. Dude, what an implosion from the Mariners. What happened here, dude? Brian Wu, 6 innings, 2 earned, and then Matt Brash gave up 2. Gabe Spear gave up 2. Edward Bazardo gave up 2. That is horrendous from the bullpen, man. Luckily, things would turn around and the Mariners would come through and win this series in Game 5, which set them up with an ALCS matchup against the New York Yankees. And this would get crazy as the Yankees would go up 3-0, but the Mariners brought it back with 3 consecutive 1-run wins, which means the winner of this game heads to the World Series. Here we go, man. The biggest game of ARod's life. Leading off game 7, or not leading off, he's the 2-hitter, but he's getting the Mariners offense going with a base hit. Unfortunately, they did not bring him around to score, and the Yankees do have the lead. It's only 1 run, though. 3-1 count. See if I get something good to hit here. I missed it. Bellinger hit a 2-run double. It's 3-0 Yankees. Carlos Rodon is kind of shoving here. Oh my God, I gotta stop missing these fastballs, dude. Hold on. Hold on. The Mariners have added 2. It's time for ARod to do something, man. Bottom 7, 1-run game with 2 outs. Come on. And it's a ground ball right to shortstop. Oh my God. Brother, look at this situation. 2 on, 2 out, tie game in the bottom of the 9th, and ARod has a chance to walk it off and send his team to the World Series. Come on. Don't need a home run. Just need a single. Julio's out there at second.
Come on, ball. Get out. Get up.
What? Alex Rodriguez with a walk-off home run to send his team to the World Series. They were down 3-0 in the series. The Yankees blew another 3-0 lead in the ALCS. Bro, this video is off to a crazy start. I mean, Doval really just put this middle. I don't know what that pitch was. The Mariners are heading to the World Series, and they will be matching up with the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani on the bump for game 1. Ground out to short. And now it's 3-1 Dodgers. There we go, right up the middle. See if that can spark something for the Mariners offense. It can. Up 4-3 now here in game 1. 3-2 count. He's kind of been all over the zone here, or all around it. Ball 4. ARod's on again. But now things are tied in the 7th inning. Ohtani's out of the game, at least on the mound. Oh, I missed that. That was a hittable slider, too. Ooh, top 9, it's 8-6. Dude, stealing game 1 on the road would be insane. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna hope that the pitching staff holds on for this win, and they will. The Mariners take game 1 on the road. Huge win. Unfortunately, that would be the only win the Mariners get in this series, as the Dodgers would win the next 4. They pull off the gentleman sweep to win their 2nd consecutive World Series championship. Damn, dude, after that crazy ALCS, I was really hoping they'd pull it off, but the Dodgers are just too crazy, man. Teoscar Hernandez somehow wins World Series MVP without even hitting a home run. But hey, ARod's first postseason is nothing to be ashamed of. 20 hits in 17 games, 4 homers, including a walk-off home run to win a series. I think this is just the beginning of a very strong career for ARod. Now, year 2 for ARod would be an improvement in basically every statistical category. He won his first Gold Glove award and hit 23 homers to go along with 21 steals to get him his first 2020 season. And the Mariners would once again win the division, and they also secured the 1 seed in the AL, not just because of ARod, but also because Brian Wu and Logan Gilbert finished top 2 in Cy Young voting, and the fact that they made a huge splash in the offseason. They signed Kyle Tucker to a 7-year contract, and he ended up hitting 28 homers with 94 RBIs. Yeah, they didn't take that World Series loss lightly. And in the ALDS, the Mariners would take on the Baltimore Orioles, and the Orioles win the series in 5. You're telling me the Mariners pulled off one of the best postseason comebacks we had ever seen last season, made it all the way to the World Series, signed a superstar, had a pitcher win Cy Young, secure the 1 seed in the AL, just to lose in the first round. They didn't even score a run. I mean, to be fair, ARod didn't do much. He had a 286 on base in that 5-game series. But dude, this Orioles team barely even made it into the postseason. I mean, luckily for the Mariners, their window isn't really closing anytime soon, but that's a pretty bad loss in the postseason. The Orioles did make it to the World Series, but they ended up losing to the San Diego Padres, who secure their first World Series championship in franchise history. Now, year 3 for ARod was a little weird, as he kind of took a step back. The average was down, the OPS was down, and honestly, it was down from his rookie year as well. This isn't a horrible season or anything, but I mean, kind of not the trajectory we expected, but I'm not tripping. He's 93 overall at 20 years old with 99 potential. I think he'll get back on track. But for the first time in his career, the Mariners did not win the division. They did still secure that second wild card spot, but it was a pretty close race between a few teams. But Seattle's wild card round matchup is against the Houston Astros, and they would handle that series with no problem, as they now move on to take on the 1 seed Detroit Tigers. But the Tigers would end up taking this series in 5 games. They were easily the best team in the AL, but I just can't help but feel like this Mariners team is not playing up to their potential right now. And yikes, dude, ARod did not have a good postseason. He hit 179 in that series. He's got to step it up, man, plain and simple. But the 2027 season belongs to the Boston Red Sox. Hey, did you guys know that when you're buying MLB tickets on SeatGeek, you can use code COUGS at checkout to save $20 on those tickets? 20 bucks is 20 bucks, man. It might buy you a hot dog and a beer. It might buy you parking. Just saying. Might as well use it. Dude, we're not even at opening day in 2028, and things have been crazy for the Mariners. Logan Gilbert's contract was up, but the Mariners did bring him back on a 7-year deal. But they also gave Shane McClanahan a 5-year contract worth about $150 million. That's a lot of money to be adding to this payroll. And don't forget, they signed Kyle Tucker to that big deal like a couple off seasons ago. But that's not all. They went out and made a trade to get Mike Trout. Dude, it looks so ugly. But hey, I don't think there's a park out there that Mike Trout likes hitting in better than T-Mobile, so this might be a good fit. This is what he's looking like at age 36, but don't forget, he is still owed over $100 million over the next 3 seasons. So now on the payroll, the Mariners have a long-term deal for Kyle Tucker, the last 3 years of Mike Trout's contract, Logan Gilbert's new contract, Shane McClanahan's 5-year deal, George Kirby is making $28 million. He's going to be a free agent next season. Somehow Taylor Ward is on this team, and he's owed about $50 million over the next 2 years. Eugenio Suarez still is owed about $40 million over the next 2 years. Cal Raleigh has 3 years left. Julio is on a long-term deal. The Mariners' 2028 payroll is at $350 million. Brother, they keep falling short, but you can't deny the effort that the front office is putting in. Let's see if it pays off. ARod would have the bounce back we were looking for in 2028. He got his first All-Star appearance, his second career Gold Glove, and his first 30-homer season. And the Mariners did reclaim the division title. Gotta see how Mike Trout did. What were the numbers Mike Trout put up in Seattle? Bro, he played 9 games. You made a trade for Mike Trout, paying him $35 million, and you gave him 23 at-bats? I understand the regression is there. I get that part of it, but you couldn't even find, like, a DH role against righties? What was the point of making the trade? Okay, maybe the Mariners are just stupid. But the Mariners once again find themselves in a series against the Houston Astros. They beat them in the wild card round last year. Let's see if they can do it again. Game 1 goes to Houston, and oh my God. Game 2 goes to Houston, and the Mariners are eliminated. The $350 million payroll team got swept by the 6th seed. Oh my God, when will it end? But at the end of it all, the Detroit Tigers would take home the World Series championship in 2028. Now, if you thought getting bounced in the first round of the postseason with a $350 million payroll was gonna deter the Mariners from making more moves, you would be mistaken. They made a big splash in the offseason, making a trade to pick up Alex Bregman. And I know you might be saying, dude, it's Alex Bregman in 2029. He's 34 years old. This isn't that crazy. Until you realize he has won 2 MVPs in this simulation. We've only been going for 4 seasons. I mean, dude, he's been a monster. 39 home runs last year, 41 in 2027, 39 in 2026, 55 in 2025. He has been a freak, and now he's a member of the Mariners. It is just for 1 year, though. It's the last year of the contract that he had with the Red Sox. But hey, maybe he turns out to be the missing piece the Mariners needed. Regardless, ARod had another really good year. He eclipsed over 100 career home runs and won his first career Silver Slugger award. And once again, the Mariners take the AL West. They pick up the 2 seed, and ladies and gentlemen, he did it again. Alex Bregman has won his 3rd MVP in 5 years. I don't understand why he is so insane in this sim. 43 homers, 39 doubles, 128 RBIs, OPS over 1,000. Bro, he won the Triple Crown. He was first in average at 328. He tied for first in home runs with Kyle Schwarber, but that's still first. And he had 128 RBIs. Bro, isn't it supposed to be ARod is the one with the PED scandal? We got to test Alex Bregman, but after he's off the Mariners. But here we go. The Mariners are taking on the Twins in the ALDS. Come on, bro. This would be embarrassing to go out in the first round again. Game 1 goes to the Mariners, 1-0. Game 2 also goes to the Mariners. Game 3 goes to the Mariners. There you go. This team should be doing that regularly. And that sets up another ALCS matchup with the Yankees. Hey, how about we just don't go down 3-0 in the series this time? Like, maybe that would be cool. Here we go. Game 1 goes to the Mariners. Game 2 goes to the Yankees. All right, we split in the Bronx. Here we go. At Seattle, the Yankees take Game 3. Mariners take Game 4. Come on, Game 5. Can't lose this. We're going to the Bronx. The Mariners are 1 win away from making it back to the World Series. ARod has been having a good postseason. Let's continue that right here. Ooh, right center. Can that get down or get off the wall? That left the yard? Dude, that did not feel like a home run swing to me. 2-1 game now. We get a guy on second base. Come on, ARod. This would be a huge run. Still 2-1 in the 5th. Same situation. Guy on second base. A little under that. I don't think that's going to reach. Warning track power. Tie game now in the 8th, man. This is close. Mitch Keller's out of the game. I'm pretty sure he won Cy Young this year, so that's a big deal. ARod, can we get 2 out of this? We got to go for it, man. It's Game 6. World Series on the line. Double. Please tell me they drive him in. Come on. Don't leave him out there. They left him out there, but now it's extras. No. Please tell me I'm going to get another chance. Yes. Already have the lead in the 11th. We can add more. Come on. It's right to him. That's right to him. Come on, baby. Show me a win. Show me a victory. Simulate the end of the game. Let's go, man. The Mariners once again beat the Yankees in the ALCS, and Alex Rodriguez will once again get a chance to play for a title. And the World Series matchup is set. It's the Mariners versus the Giants. Let's see who the Giants have. Who is this? Aaron Bove? 22-year-old, 94 overall catcher. Yeah, drafted first in 2025. Seems like this guy was a generational pick. They still have Devers. They've got Willie Adames, Nico Horner, Clark Schmidt. They still have Chapman, Casey Mize, Drew Gilbert. It's a decent team. I genuinely think this Mariners team is a whole lot better than this, though. And the Mariners do have home field. We got to get this done. Let's go. Game 1 goes to the Mariners. Yes, Game 2 also goes to the Mariners. Game 3 goes to the Mariners. They are 1 win away. Come on, man. I need to see a sweep. Get it started early, ARod. Right up the middle. Come on, let's go. They don't bring him in, though, man. They leave him out there at second. That sinker just moved so much at the end. Oh, but it's 3-0. Williamson with a bomb. No, dude. Damn it. I just can't pick up that sinker quick enough. Ooh, the Giants have made it just a 1-run ball game. 2 strikes. I gotta be smart. Just can't seem to get it past these guys. It's all good, though. Cal Raleigh came through with a bomb. Not done yet, though. Need more runs. A 3-run lead is great, but we have not won it. Yep, nope. Dead center is just not really where you want to go. Do I simulate the end of the game? Actually, this is a crazy situation. Giants have 2 guys on base. They have the winning run at the plate in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. I'm entering the game here as ARod. Come on, hit the ball to ARod. Make the play over here. Come on. No. From out of home. Oh my God, he might be out of home. He actually might be out of home. That's a bad throw. Dude, not like this. Not like this. What happened? What the hell? We lost the lead, but then we got it back in the top of the 10th. Okay, we're still good. We have another chance to win this thing. Come on, man. Oh, ARod. Took a long time to gather. He makes the play, and the Mariners win the World Series. It's been a long time coming. So much disappointment, not just in the 5 years of this simulation, but so much disappointment and so many missed opportunities and wasted potential from this franchise for so long. They finally have their World Series title. Hey man, all it took was a generational prospect of Alex Rodriguez and signing Kyle Tucker to a 7-year deal and trading for a perennial MVP candidate and having a $350 million payroll, but we got it done. I feel like there's no way ARod is World Series MVP. It goes to Cal Raleigh. That's good. Hey, ARod got postseason MVP. That's cool. Wait, I just realized, does this technically mean Mike Trout is a World Series champion? I mean, he was on the Major League roster for a game. He wasn't on the postseason roster, but you know what? Even if it doesn't technically count, it counts in my heart. Mike Trout's a champion. But now is where things get really interesting for ARod's career. 2030 is going to be his final year of arbitration, which means he's got one more year with the Mariners, and then he can sign his first big contract. And dude, he's 22 years old and he's 98 overall. He is going to get a fat contract. But it's interesting when we're talking about the Mariners. They won their World Series, but they did it with a $376 million payroll. Granted, Alex Bregman is about to be a free agent. Will they re-sign him, especially after winning an MVP? Brian Wu is about to be a free agent. He's won a Cy Young for this team. Bryce Miller is an 87 overall. He's about to be a free agent. Cal Raleigh is going to be eligible for another contract at the same time Alex Rodriguez is. Mariners are about to have some really tough decisions, and those decisions could very well impact ARod's career. And it looks like the Mariners have made their decision about Alex Bregman. They did not re-sign him. He went to the Detroit Tigers, but it's only on a 1-year deal. I mean, dude, if it's the last year of Cal Raleigh and Alex Rodriguez, I feel like a 1-year deal for the guy that just won MVP and helped propel you to a World Series might be worth it. I don't know though, maybe that's just gearing them up for a long-term extension for ARod. We'll find out. And ARod's 2030 season would be very similar to his 2029. 41 doubles, 29 homers, 81 RBIs, and he did get his second career All-Star appearance. The Mariners did not win the division this time. That went to the Angels. That's kind of nice to see. But Seattle has a wild card matchup against the New York Yankees. The Yankees would get their revenge from the ALCS as they move on. This could be the end of ARod's Mariners career. And yikes, ARod didn't even get a hit in those 2 games. Didn't look like most of the Mariners did much though. And in 2030, the Angels would go on to win the World Series. Hold on, I'm gonna take this in. This might be the only time in my life I ever get to see it. One day, boys, one day. But it is now time to find out what is going to happen with Alex Rodriguez. He's going into his age 24 season at 98 overall. He's already won a couple Gold Gloves. He's won a Silver Slugger. He's a World Series champion. What is the next step in his career? Let's find out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ARod's decision has been made, and a lot of you guys are not gonna like it. Alex Rodriguez has signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. 13 years, $482 million. Dude, this is almost kind of playing out like real life, where he went and signed with the evil empire. Or actually, he got traded to the Yankees, but you know what I mean. For a lot of people, the Dodgers kind of feel like that modern day Yankees where they just sign every big free agent. This just kind of feels fitting. Oh my God. And the Dodgers signed Nick Kurtz. This guy's also been unreal in this sim. Is ARod ever gonna not make the playoffs in this video? Who else is on the Dodgers? We've got Roki Sasaki at 29 years old, Clase, Kurtz, Matt McClain, Will Smith, still here, still going. Josh Young, Imanaga, Shohei Ohtani, 36 years old. What is he looking like? 85 overall. The dude can still play. They're currently ranked first in the preseason. This is going to be crazy, dude. And ARod's first season with the Dodgers would be his best season yet. 29 homers, 97 RBIs, 876 OPS. Somehow with these numbers, though, he went down to a 97. I don't really know how that works, but weird. And check it out. Nick Kurtz wins MVP. Why is it always ARod's teammates? When is he gonna win an MVP, man? The Dodgers did make the playoffs. They did not win the division. That went to the San Francisco Giants. The Giants have been to back-to-back World Series. They lost to the Mariners, and then they lost to the Angels again. But that sets the Dodgers up with a wild card matchup against the San Diego Padres. The Dodgers would handle the San Diego Padres in 3 games, which puts them in an NLDS matchup against the division champion Giants. But the Giants would take this series in 4 games. So that ends ARod's first postseason run as a Dodger. And ARod actually had an incredible postseason, dude. 370 average with an OPS at almost 1,200. I mean, he did kind of everything he could do, it seems like. But that San Francisco team is just really good right now. But guess who wins the World Series in this season? The Seattle Mariners. They do not bring back ARod. He signs a mega deal with the Dodgers, and the Mariners win without him. Wow. Hey, man, maybe that's going to light a fire under ARod for this next year. And it definitely did, as ARod had his best season yet, putting up a career high in RBIs, average, on base, and OPS, giving him a WAR over 8 for the season. And the 24 home runs he hit this year helped him eclipse over 200 for his career. And this year, the Dodgers would take the division and the 1 seed across all of baseball with a 100-win campaign, which puts them in a division series matchup against the Milwaukee Brewers. Game 1 of this series goes to the Dodgers. Game 2 goes to the Brewers. Game 3 goes to the Dodgers. Can they close it out? Nope. It's going to Game 5. And this one goes to the Brewers. The Dodgers are out in the division series again. 100 wins, and they faced the 5 seed and lost. In that series, ARod did have a couple home runs, 5 RBIs, 838 OPS. He's putting up some big swings for the Dodgers in the postseason, but man, they just can't get past that DS. But this season belongs to the Boston Red Sox as they beat the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series. Now, 2033 wouldn't be quite as good as ARod's 2032, but it was still a great year. As for the 3rd season in a row, he broke his own career high in RBIs, this time finally reaching 100. The Dodgers win the division again, this time with 95 wins, and this gives them a DS matchup with the Mets. Will they finally get over the NLDS hump? Let's find out. Game 1 goes to the Mets. Game 2 goes to the Dodgers, heading to New York now. Game 3 goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Dodgers. They are finally heading to the NLCS, and they will be taking on a division rival, the San Diego Padres. Here we go. Roki Sasaki on the mound for Game 1. The Dodgers take it. Game 2 goes to the Padres. Heading to San Diego, Game 3 goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Dodgers. They are 1 win away from a World Series. Can they get there? They can. The Dodgers are heading to the World Series to take on the Yankees. The 2033 Yankees have Cade Smith, Vlad Jr. Oh my God, this is cursed. MLB The Show needs to reevaluate what free agents can go where. Ain't no way Vladdy's ever going to be a Yankee. But they also have Jackson Holiday, Colson Montgomery, Andrew Abbott, who I'm pretty sure has won a Cy Young. Yeah, 2032 Cy Young. This team's kind of nice, dude. But here we go, man. Let's see how this World Series turns out. Game 1 goes to the Yankees. Game 2 goes to the Dodgers. Game 3 goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Dodgers, and it's gonna be Roki on the mound for Game 5. See if ARod can get the Dodgers on the board early in this one. It's not a terrible swing, but that's not going anywhere. Still scoreless in the 5th inning. Dodgers could really use that big swing from ARod right now. It's right to 3rd base. Adley Rutschman hit a solo home run, though, so it is now 1-0 here in the 7th. God damn it, dude. I keep grounding out. And now here we are, tied at 2 in the 9th. I have done absolutely nothing with ARod in this game, and Cade Smith is on the mound, who I think is a 94 overall. 2-strike count on ARod. Just got to put the ball in play. Do not go down swinging. Do not do... That was pathetic. Hey, it's 2-2 now in extras. ARod is 0 for 4, but he still has the chance to be a hero. And it's going to be 0 for 5. This is horrendous. But, dude, we're still going. It's the 14th inning. Neither team can score. It's 3-1 on ARod. Come on, give me something right over the middle of the plate. That wasn't over the middle, man. That slider kept going to the edge. Could that get off the wall, though? Nope. Dude, this is the worst performance ever. Oh my God, dude. This game has gone to the 15th inning. The Dodgers put up 4 in the top of the 15th, and they just need one more out to win the World Series. Can ARod... Oh, this is not a pop-up. I don't know what I thought that was, but the Dodgers win it all, and ARod has his second World Series win. Almost 10 seasons later, and the Dodgers are once again celebrating in the Bronx. World Series MVP belongs to Nick Kurtz. He also gets postseason MVP, and ARod had a decent postseason. It wasn't great. He did hit 3 home runs, which I think actually led the team, so I mean, the power was there. And even though he went 0-for in the elimination game, it kind of feels like ARod just owns the Yankees in the postseason. But hey, man, the Mariners let ARod go and immediately won a World Series without him. And we were wondering if that was going to spark something in ARod. And it took a couple seasons, but he finally got that next World Series ring. And he still has a lot of years ahead of him. Now, winning a second World Series title might have just fired up ARod even more, because he put up a monster season in 2034 with 40 homers. That led all of baseball. I mean, he put up a career high in pretty much everything. And I would think that's enough for him to win his first MVP award. But nope, that goes to Iley Hopkins of the Nationals. I mean, hey, this guy had a good year with a .316 average and 136 ribbies. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a robbery that ARod lost, but damn, I was kind of hoping this would be the year. Also, I just have to point this out. If you've been keeping up with the sim, at the bottom of the screen, whenever somebody wins the World Series, I show the awards. Yordan Alvarez has been unbelievable. He has won 5 MVP awards in this simulation. He's up to 532 career home runs. But anyway, back to ARod and the Dodgers. They win the West with 96 wins, and that gives them the 1 seed, and they match up with the Padres in the division series. Can the Dodgers go back-to-back? Let's find out. Starting it off with Game 1 against the Padres. It goes to the Dodgers. Game 2 goes to the Padres. Here we go. Game 3 in San Diego goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Padres. And this series is heading to a Game 5. Can the Padres knock off the defending champs? They cannot. The Dodgers win it 5-4. Oh, wow. And the Dodgers won it in the bottom of the 9th. Damn, man, I can't see the game log. I can't see who won it for him. It probably wasn't ARod. He had 2 RBIs and 1 hit, and that was a double, so that was probably earlier in the game, but the Dodgers are moving on. They're matching up with the Cincinnati Reds in the championship series. Can the Dodgers get back? Let's find out. Game 1 goes to LA. Game 2 goes to LA. Game 3 goes to Cincinnati. Game 4 goes to LA. They're 1 win away from another World Series appearance, and they get it. The Dodgers are back in the World Series, this time against the Cleveland Guardians. See if there's anybody we recognize. JJ Weatherholt is on this team. Tamar Johnson's on this team. Jason Churio, La Violette, Matt Shaw. But yeah, we're at the point in the simulation where it feels like a lot of the players are going to be these randomly generated guys. Anyway, let's see how it goes, man. Can the Dodgers repeat? Game 1 goes to the Guardians on the road too. Wow. But the Dodgers take Game 2. Here we go. Game 3 goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Dodgers. And now we head to Game 5. And I got to redeem myself from that horrible performance I had in the last World Series with ARod. Oh, Oppo. Come on. Get over his head. That's down. Yes. I have a hit with ARod again. An RBI double to get the Dodgers on the board. Now it's the 3rd inning. Still 1-0. Oh, yeah. In the gap again. That might be another RBI double for ARod. Actually, screw it. This time, I'm going 3. We're going to be on cycle watch here in Game 5. Come on, home run or single in this at-bat. It's 3-1. I got the homer. That was right down the middle. He is a single away from a cycle in a World Series closeout game. Oh my God, but the Guardians tied it. What the hell? Wow. Alex Rodriguez is having a generational game right now. He is putting the team on his back, but he still needs the single for the cycle, and they have Scooble in here in the 8th inning. Come on, it's a lefty. You crush lefties. Okay, bro, who needs a single? It's a 3-homer game. I'm not gonna lie, if it did go off the wall, I might have just stayed at first just to say he hit a cycle. But oh my God, this is one of the best performances in the history of the World Series. But I'm getting another at bat. It's 13-6. No! Oh, come on. That was for the cycle, man. Oh, what a brutal way to lose out on that milestone. But now here we go, 1 out away from another World Series championship for Alex Rodriguez and the Dodgers. This ball looks like it's gonna be caught. Bang! Back-to-back champions. ARod puts together maybe the best individual performance in World Series history, and he does it in a closeout game to secure his 3rd ring. I mean, dude, if he's not World Series MVP after that, like, I don't know. What? Josh Young? Yeah, right. ARod hit 3 homers and drove in 8 in Game 5 alone. Josh Young drove in 2 the entire series. What the hell is this? ARod isn't even postseason MVP. What am I looking at? Nah, bro, we need an investigation. This is insane. 3 homers, 14 RBIs, a 323 average, and a 974 OPS. Don't get me wrong, this David Tanaka guy, he had a great postseason as well, but ARod got robbed of postseason MVP, World Series MVP, and you could make the argument for regular season MVP. Now, there would be no championship hangover for ARod as he put up another phenomenal season, 33 homers, 34 doubles, 117 RBIs. But he would once again finish 2nd in MVP voting to, you guessed it, Iley Hopkins of the Nationals. This guy's won back-to-back MVPs over ARod, and this time around, you can't make a case that ARod was robbed. Hopkins has him beaten average home runs and RBIs. Pretty sure he beat him in OPS by a significant margin as well, so yeah, Hopkins definitely deserved it this year. But hey, ARod is up to over 300 career home runs now, and he's still only 28. But the Dodgers would once again win the division, this time only with 87 wins. But that's still good for the 2 seed in the National League, and they have a division series matchup with the Padres again. I feel like these 2 teams are just matching up every year in the postseason. But here we go. Game 1 goes to the Dodgers. Game 2 goes to the Padres, heading to San Diego. Game 3 goes to the Padres. And then Game 4 goes to the Dodgers. We're heading to another Game 5 with San Diego. And this time, it's going to the Dodgers. These poor Padres, man, they just can't finish the job. But now the championship series is Dodgers versus Nationals, or the way I'm looking at it, ARod versus Hopkins. Let's get it, man. Game 1 in Washington goes to the Dodgers. Game 2 in Washington goes to the Dodgers. Game 3 in LA goes to the Dodgers. Game 4 goes to the Nationals. Game 5 goes to the Dodgers. They have a chance for a 3-peat, this time against the White Sox. Taking a look at Chicago, they have Aaron Boev. Oh, this was the guy that was in San Francisco. This was that generational catcher that they drafted. Sam Beltran, 92 overall. Thomas Sharp, 92. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody. Oh, Royce Lewis, 35 years old, 83 overall. Billy Carlson, I think he was one of the 2025 picks. Yeah. Wait, drafted in 2005. The math ain't mathin'. Well, it's time to see if the Dodgers are on their way to a 3-peat or not. Game 1 in Chicago goes to the White Sox. Game 2 goes to the Dodgers. Game 3 goes to the White Sox. Game 4 goes to the White Sox. Dude, could the run be over? I'm not even gonna play here. I'm just gonna literally simulate to the end of the game, and let's see what happens. The White Sox win. They have ended the Dodgers' hopes of a 3-peat. Wow, man, they beat them in 5, too. It wasn't even like this went to a Game 7. The White Sox were just straight up the better team this year, and that's their first World Series win in 30 years. Just want to check ARod's postseason numbers. 20 hits in 15 games, 370 average. Yeah, ARod killed it in this postseason, but it just wasn't meant to be. So after that World Series loss, ARod put together another monster season, dropping 33 home runs, winning his 4th Silver Slugger, and his first Gold Glove in 8 years. Kind of hard to believe that he hadn't won a Gold Glove since 2028. But with these numbers, a WAR over 9, I thought for sure this was gonna be the season that he finally gets that MVP. But nope, for the third year running, he finishes second to Iley Hopkins. Who is this guy? He had 33 homers and hit 342. He also had an OPS well over 1,000. He's getting better. But guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this. For the first time in ARod's career, he does not make the postseason. The Dodgers finished in last place in the NL West, but they finished over 500. They were 82-80 and finished 18 games out of the division. The Rockies won 100 games. And as far as the wild card, the Dodgers finished 5 games out of that final spot that went to the D-backs. Just crazy to me that ARod has 12 years of MLB service time, and for the first time in those 12 years, he will not be playing in October. But by the end of 2036, the Blue Jays would be World Series champions. Here in 2037, ARod is officially entering his 30s, and he put up another very strong season. 39 doubles, 29 homers, another Silver Slugger award. This time around, he would not finish in second place for MVP. I don't know what place he finished in, but he wasn't top 3. But Iley Hopkins was finally dethroned. But 2036 was the first time ARod had not made the postseason, and now it's 2 years in a row. But even worse, this is the first time ARod has been on a team that has finished under 500. Remember, the Dodgers missed the postseason last year, but they still finished 82-80. They only got 78 wins this year. And even with that, they only finished 3 games out of the wild card. That's kind of crazy. And in 2037, the Miami Marlins win their first World Series since 2003. Technically the first win for the Miami Marlins. The last time they won, they were the Florida Marlins, if we really want to get technical. Now, moving on to 2038, this would be a big year for ARod, as the power would stay consistent. He had another 30-homer season, but for the first time in his career, he had a batting average over 300. Kind of hard to believe that it's been this many years and he has not hit over 300 one time until now. But also, this was the first time he was able to get over 200 hits in a season. So 200 hits, 32 home runs, 114 RBIs, a 318 average, a 932 OPS. This is such a good season, dude. But you guys know the story at this point. Iley Hopkins beats out ARod for MVP 4 times in 5 years. Like, dude, I'm gonna be sick. Iley Hopkins might be the best player of all time. As far as the Dodgers, this would be an improvement on last season. They're back to over 500, but still not good enough to make the playoffs, man. 11 games out of the division, 5 games out of that third wild card spot. That's now 3 seasons in a row of missing the playoffs. And look, it's kind of a weird spot right now for ARod because he's obviously still putting up MVP caliber numbers, even though he somehow is kind of hitting a regression. He's down to 97 overall. I don't really understand how these attributes translate to this much red, but it's MLB The Show. But the other thing is he's still going to have 5 more years left on this big Dodgers contract, making $37 million a year. It seems like the glory days of this Dodgers dynasty is over. And that's not to say that they can't get back to the postseason, but it does start to open up the conversation about, will Alex Rodriguez finish out this contract with the Dodgers or someone else? We'll just have to wait and see. But this year's World Series belongs to the Texas Rangers. Now, this 2030s decade would end with ARod putting up a 29 home run season. That gets him well above 400 for his career. And this is another really strong season overall with an 887 OPS, a 523 slugging. But even with that, dude, the regression is just crazy. He's down to a 92 overall now, and he's still putting up incredible numbers. I just don't get the regression system in this game. Regardless, the Dodgers once again come up short. They did only finish 1 game out of that last wild card spot, though. There were 2 teams that tied for it. What is that now? 4 straight seasons of missing the postseason? It seems like we're getting to that point where the focus is going to start shifting on these personal milestones for ARod. He's 75 home runs away from 500. He's less than 400 hits away from 3,000 in his career. His 6.8 WAR this year helped him hit over 100 on his career. I think he is destined for the Hall of Fame in this simulation. But the 2030s decade finishes out with the Tampa Bay Rays securing their first ever World Series championship. But now that we're entering the 2040s, I'm just going to kind of speed through some of these years here. ARod put up 26 homers and 34 doubles this year, finished with an 834 OPS, but that regression is still hitting, down to an 86 overall now. And the Dodgers just kind of suck, 75 and 87, last place in the West. When was the last time the Dodgers won? Like, what was it, 2035? It's been so long. In 2041, ARod hit another 25 home runs, meaning he's only 24 away from 500, and he had 161 hits, meaning he's only 33 away from 3,000. And as we've come to expect at this point, the Dodgers fall short of the playoffs again. And now in 2042, Alex Rodriguez did get 100 hits, so that does put him over 3,000 for his career, but he only hit 14 home runs, so he's still 10 short of 500. The problem, though, is that this regression has hit him so hard, he finished the year in AAA. He still is going to have 1 year left on this contract in 2043, so I do think the Dodgers will have him at the big league level, and if they don't, I might step in. There's no way you pay a guy $37 million to sit in the minor leagues when he's literally 10 home runs away from a huge milestone. Before I even get to ARod's last year, Juan Soto retired and hit 679 career home runs with 3,200 hits. God damn. And now here we are at the end of 2043. ARod's contract with the Dodgers is officially over, and I am happy to say he did get to 10 home runs in 2043. He has exactly 500 in his career. I did kind of have to force him into the lineup at a few points in the year. He started to struggle. The Dodgers started taking him out. I said, no, you gotta give the guy a chance, man. He gave you 2 World Series championships, and he ended up getting that milestone. No shot he doesn't make the Hall of Fame at this point. But he's 36 years old. He's a 68 overall. He's probably not gonna get another contract. I can't imagine he would. So at this point, we're just gonna go ahead and get to the end of ARod's career. And just a few years later, at age 40, Alex Rodriguez is ready to call it a career. He is on the list of retired players, and he is going into retirement with these career numbers: 3,152 hits, 676 doubles, 500 home runs, 1,583 runs batted in, 370 stolen bases, an 839 OPS, and a 110.7 career WAR. Then we have the trophy case. He was an 8-time All-Star, a 3-time Gold Glove winner, a 6-time Silver Slugger, the 2034 home run champion, the 2029 playoff MVP. He definitely should have a World Series MVP and probably another playoff MVP. I really wish he would have gotten that regular season MVP, dude. Iley got him 4 times. It's like Cedric Mullins for little man, dude. He just couldn't escape that guy. But now it's time to see, will ARod make the Hall of Fame? I would be very shocked if he doesn't. There it is. Alex Rodriguez in the Hall of Fame. A shortstop for the entire career. Never switched over to third base. A 3-time World Series champion. And in this timeline, he's a Hall of Famer.